Jerry is Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer of Jack in the Box Incorporated. Jerry joined Jack in the Box in 2003 as the company's Vice President and Controller. He held that position until January of 2005 when he was promoted to Senior Vice President and CFO. And in October 2005, he was promoted to Executive Vice President and CFO. Prior to joining Jack in the Box, Jerry was Vice President and Controller of Fleming Companies Incorporated. Then an industry leader in distribution, food retailing, and business-to-business e-commerce fulfillment. From 1991 to 2002, he held various accounting and financial positions with CVS Corporation and served as Vice President and CFO of its ProCare division from 2000 to 2002. Since December 2008, Jerry has served on the board of the San Diego Chamber of Commerce. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jerry Rebell.
Well, thank you very much, and good evening, everybody. Before I get started, I'm just for the Stone Brewing guys, well, I'll be happy to trade tacos for beer. Let me just talk a little bit about Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is a brand that has more than 2,200 locations in 22 states across the country. We also operate another brand that many of you may not know about, but you would like if you had. Qdoba Mexican Grill, which is a fast casual Mexican grill concept. We operate more than 600 units in 44 states, District of Columbia, and recently Canada. 10 years ago, just give you a little history of Jack in the Box. 10 years ago, we had, at the Jack in the Box brand, we were primarily a company-operated business model. We had more than 80% company-owned locations. It was very capital intensive, and we had a significant amount of risk associated with rising commodity costs, workers' compensation costs, regulatory, legislative issues. Over the last several years, we've completely transformed the business model to a franchise-operated business model. Today, we're 76% franchise-operated, much less capital intensive on the Jack in the Box brand, and we've significantly reduced our operating cost risk as a result of that. Also, 10 years ago, we had just purchased the Qdoba Mexican Grill concept. At that time, headquartered in Denver, and they're still there. We operated about 75 locations there, and again, we've grown that to more than 600 locations. They're about 50% company operated. And we've been through, with the Jack in the Box brand, which is more than 60 years old, we've been through a number of change in the organization over that time. And I think if you really think about it, if you don't change, you end up dying. And so we've had to continue to change our operating model and the way that we approach the business to remain relevant with our customers. And 2012 was no exception to that. Let me just talk about a few of the accomplishments in 2012. So we've been on a re-imaging program with upgrading the interiors and exteriors of the Jack in the Box brand over the last few years. We have now completed that at both company and franchise locations, and we're completing the process of installing our new logo signage across the entire chain. We expect to have that done soon this year. We also have continued to improve our guest satisfaction scores as we have spent a fair amount of time and a lot of money improving the quality of the products, including the tacos that I'm willing to barter here with the Stone guys, and our burgers, coffee, French fries, and we continue to work on other innovative new products. We also had sales and margin were up rather significantly at both brands. We opened 95 new units in 2012, and because you can't always just be happy when things are good, we also had to plan for when things might not be good. We know that our cost structure is too high outside of the restaurants, so we began a comprehensive review of our overhead structure and have brought that down rather significantly here beginning in fiscal 2013. At the same time, we also knew that we needed to provide some cost relief, particularly to our franchise operators, and so we outsourced our distribution business, which had been company-owned for a long time. We were able to outsource that to a company that provides national service at significantly lower cost than what we were offering, and at the same time, we were able to negotiate with them to offer jobs to each and every single one of our distribution center employees, and most of those were able to accept that. So we had a nice win-win there within that. We've also enhanced our credit facility. I had to throw something in there for the CFOs among us. We now have a new 5-year credit facility, which has great flexibility and also very reasonable interest rates. And also for the calendar year, the stock was up more than 35%, and we've been very blessed with a rising stock price since that time also. Also just wanted to mention a little bit about the involvement that Jack in the Box has with the community. We're very involved with activities that impact kids. So the primary recipient of our charitable contributions are the Big Brothers and Big Sisters. They get large contributions both here in San Diego and also across the areas in which we operate. But we're also quite active with Preschool, Monarch School, Junior Achievement, and others, just to name some. And we also have a number of our leadership members serving on charitable boards across the country. So just in closing, because I've already probably spent way too much time here anyway, what I think the results don't reveal is what a great organization Jack in the Box is. I feel truly blessed to work there. It's by far the best organization I've ever worked for. My co-workers are some of the most talented, smart, ethical, and fun people, although maybe not as much fun as the Stone guys, and that you can imagine being around. And along with our terrific franchise community, they're really responsible for the results that we've seen. And I'd like to thank the San Diego Business Journal for this honor tonight. And I'm happy to accept that on behalf of the entire Jack in the Box organization. Thank you.